third variation of the Mozambique. Alright, so really all that's changing is, your bass drum patterns and, a couple other things. But mainly we're messing around with the bass drum. Okay, so I'm going to do the piece-by-piece plug-in method here, because that seems to work really well with people. So that's how I'm going to teach this. So, alright, here's what we're going to do, like I did in the last video. Okay, so just to recap, the Mozambique rhythm is usually in a 2-3 rumba clave. I'm going to backtrack again. Rumba clave, 2-3. Here it is. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. And obviously the Mozambique pattern is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. That is the rhythm that is going to be the most consistent. Okay. So you want to master that before getting into any of these variations. Okay. So as I start my students off, we just play the Mozambique pattern on our ride cymbal. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and. Okay, so I'm going to play this whole variation a couple times, then we're going to break it down. Okay, here's what this whole variation sounds like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Let's make this a little bigger for myself. Alright, here we go. Okay. It's a good idea when you're teaching to have notes in front of you, right? Or, what you're doing, so that you can refer back to it. That's always great, especially when you're teaching. Okay, so, because sometimes over time you forget some of these. Because, if you can play it, that's great, but teaching it is a whole different deal. Okay, so, alright, so what we're going to do is, we're going to piece in, or plug in note for note. So, the first note we want to consider is the bass drum, obviously. So, the first bass drum is on the and of 2, and of 1. Alright, so this is what it would sound like, alright? I'm just going to play the Mozambique on my ride cymbal, and we're just going to play the end of 1 with our bass drum, okay? So here's the first note we plug in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 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 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and. I wonder if I play the tip if you guys can hear better. So I might do that. Alright, so that first bass drum is on the end of 1. Then we have a bass drum on a beat 2, which comes right after the end of 1, right? So beat 1 and 2, 3, 4, etc. So here's what it sounds like. I'm going to play the tips so you guys can hear. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 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 and 2 and the second plug-in. The third plug-in would be, there's a bass drum on beat 3. Now there is a bass drum on the end of 3, but we're piecing note for note together, okay? So my next bass drum is on beat 3. So it'll be 1 and 2, 3, okay? Here it is with the Mozambique. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. Then we have a bass drum on the end of 3. Okay, so obviously they're eighth notes. So then you would play your bass drum on the end of 3. So again, we're piecing it together. So that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, etc. So here it is with the Mozambique. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. Then the next plug-in, we have a snare drum on the end of 4. Okay. So that'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. Here it is with the Mozambique. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and. Okay. Then the next note on the next bar. Okay, so that's bar 1. I'm sorry, I should have said this before. It's a 2-bar phrase. So we just got done with the first bar. So please excuse my lack of attention. Okay, so that's the first bar. Now the second bar. The next plug-in is the tom on the end of 2. So the whole thing would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. Oh my God! It's really easier to play it with the whole pattern instead of just playing with my bass drum and snare. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. You know what? I'm just going to play it with the Mozambique because apparently I have not done this just by itself. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. So there it is. All right. Then the last plug-in, which is your floor tom on beat 4. Okay. So this is what the whole pattern would sound like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so for you beginners, I'm going to slow this down and play it a couple times, like really slow. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 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 2, and 3, and 4, E and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So again, the whole idea is for you to play it. Okay? Maybe one day I'll find some software where I can put up sheet music on these videos, and if any of you know how to do that, please let me know. That'd be great to be able to add that in, assuming it's reliable software. Okay, so that is the third variation. Is it the third? I'm not sure. But that is the third variation. Okay, so again, play these slow, right, and take your time with them, because these are very intricate rhythms. So if you have any questions, hit me up. If you have a different way of piecing them together that works for you, great. So that is that particular Mozambique. If you have any questions, comment. So talk to you next time.